Titans fall 23-13 to the Vikings. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Did anyone have 3rd and 10 from the 98-yard touchdown to NWI on the bingo card? Anybody have that?
No, but I call it a strike. If anybody's if that arm wasn't thought to be okay.
It's okay now?
Yeah, that safety backpedaling lost all mind of where the ball and his man was.
That's going to be a tough film watch
that's
for him.
a tough one. Mm-hmm. That was pretty.
He ended up on the bench.
That was pretty.
With the ball going over his head. You know what that play looked like to me? It looked like the same play where Levis threw the out route and it was jumped against, who was it, Green Bay?
Yeah.
Because if you go back and watch, the furthest wide receiver to the near side runs an out, and the corner jumps the route, just like in that Packers game. But instead of going there, they go deep. Also, what do you think, Brian? You think Brian Callahan was on the sideline? It's 3rd and 10 on his own 2-yard line. He's like, screw it. I'm going to put my quarterback 7-step drop in the middle of the end zone with an offensive line that can't block, and let's throw it deep.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, where did he have to be in his head to come up with that idea?
Forget it. Let's go.
F it.
Let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
This play's going to end one of 2 ways.
Yep.
And either way, there's going to be points.
Exactly. and we gonna test it. So I thought it was, man, great call and everything, man. It was free flowing on that one. NWI, man, continue to be him.
Did you guys change opinion? I know it's just one game, but after watching Will Levis on Sunday. Yesterday. God, why does it feel like 2 weeks ago?
It does. Babsy, for me, no. And I'm not taking into account of the interception. To where I am now, I feel like that was a end of the game. Yeah, I ain't tripping on that. Yeah, it's just trying to make something happen. I'm cool. We can live with that. We always said, so we're not going to move the goalpost on them. If it's an interception in a football play, we cool with it. We can live with that. That's organic. But moving with them now, I'm still in a wait-and-see mode. I'm going to be honest. Because I've seen enough bad that it's difficult to erase.
Right.
This right here, this managing style, which I don't take it more than it being him managing the game, is what I wanted to see coming into week 1. And it's almost one of those situations now when I think back on it, you gotta tread lightly walking into a situation. And it's one of those situations where I look at, was it him? Now, I know the offensive line is bad. We're back to that conversation again. It's no longer about him. It is back to the conversation about the offensive line. But I'm also going to ask, too, was it a situation where, I forgot what movie or song this was from, but don't get high on your own supply. It was like, a lot of the limelight came to him. Your QB1, you've been dying to take your team on a trip to go work with your receivers in the offseason. You got commercials out the wazoo, and you still, all of this was on potential. So in a sense, and it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. Did he take all that in, and have his chest poked out a little too far?
I think he was totally overwhelmed.
Okay,
I've said it. How many times have I said it? Yeah. I think he was mentally fragile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I really do. And I think you saw it. And I think you've seen the switch flip.
Yeah. Hopefully so. Hopefully with the
Is
injury.
That what you say? Yeah, the switch flip.
Yeah, with the injury and all of that, the benching and this. That's a humbling pie.
Look how much confidence he played with in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt, and it's crazy that we're talking about this when they scored 13 points and lost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know, I totally get it. But I felt like that was a different Will Levis. Even Callahan talked about his confidence after Sunday's game.
Yep. Half the battle is being confident enough to go do it, and to see Will's growth and put together 2, much improved games. Even look at in general for our team, the turnover margin. I think 3 weeks now we've been even or better, which is a huge departure from what we were early in the season. And Will's a huge part of that. He's taking care of the football. That last interception, he's trying to do a little too much, but at the end of the day, when the game was tight and we had to make some throws, the ball wasn't in harm's way. And there's a confidence that comes with that. And the more confidence you get, so usually the better you end up playing for a lot of reasons. And there's a lot of parts to that too. There's the protection direction part. There's the throws part. There's managing all the things you have to manage against a good defense like that with the zero pressure looks and the we have usually two plays called on every third down to manage all that stuff, and I thought he did that with a high degree of execution in a lot of those spots during the game. So really encouraging, and he should be confident because there's things that were really good in that game
against a really good defense. That's the other thing, and I mean, if you want to point out too, should have had a touchdown to Ridley.
Yeah. Was that a cutback? Yeah, that
was a bad one.
That's a tough one.
So I kind of like it with me asking the whole Levis, your mind, does it change?
Yeah.
Well, for one, I thought because it was against such a good defense, and I thought he threw good balls, made good decisions, that kind of thing. It's not like he was playing the Panthers, right?
Yep.
I kind of took it like that. But I was thinking about your whole bank account analogy. You know what I mean?
You got to make deposits.
Yes, and he was at a negative balance, like super negative balance with a lot of Titans fans.
Absolutely.
So this doesn't get him to where he's got money in his account.
No, you just got somewhere to withdraw from.
Closer to the whole, you're not going to have a overdraft.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's all it is. Like this is, and that's what I hope is being understood. What I'm saying, like. This is working back to zero balance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you was so negative coming into it. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. And it's all because of you built us up. Like, it's like going to apply for a loan. And you're telling us what you're going to do with your business loan, how this business is going to boom. You're showing us the numbers that you're going to have. And then we get there and it's the grand opening and it's like, whoa, the lights don't even work.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, the plumbing is out. Like, how are we going to get this business off the ground? So now you're working backwards instead of having the foundation and everything already laid. You walked into a building that was set, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So now you're working back out, and you're gaining confidence into where you can go back and hopefully be able to ask for a loan from a bank. But you still in my opinion, still have to continue to make those deposits because week in and week out, this is cool. And I'm always going to be on the side of, you got to show me again. Show me one more time, man. Show me one more time.
Performances.
That's it. But
he has.
Yeah, and that's why we're acknowledging it. You know what I mean? It's easy to go out there and say, man, when it's bad, it's bad. But when it's okay, it's okay. And I mean, ain't nothing wrong with saying that.
And I feel like I'm in a better place to now wait till the end of the season to evaluate him.
Yeah.
Because of what I've seen.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to know what we missed from the running game, though. Like, why is that such a dilemma when he's involved?
So, yes. Well,
and he gets too much. He gets
guys, but
too much credit, too much blame. So
absolutely.
Remember where it's at. All right.
But I think I texted you guys this yesterday. The announcer in the middle of the game is like, wow, this Titans offensive line has really let Will Levis and this team down today. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
The whole time. They just let you know how much they don't pay attention.
Yeah, no Shiano, Sherlock. This has been the life story for the damn Titans for the last 2 years. Wow, this offensive line has really let them down. Yeah.
You think?
Welcome to Titans fans' worlds, dude.
This is what we deal with, man. It's tough.
Like, are you surprised?
That's why it's so hard to have the national conversations when you're having, like I was in Charlotte this weekend. I was talking to your guy, Chris Doring, and Ben Watson. So I'm talking to them about it, and as soon as we get to Will Levis, like they were automatically out on him. And the exact words, I don't want to put words in Ben Watson's mouth, but I hope I'm saying it right. What did y'all expect? And I'm like, whoa, wait, why'd you say that? He said, well, like he left Penn State for Kentucky. He was at Kentucky, had a solid year, not a great year, but the potential was there, and then came back and bombed. Like, what were y'all expecting? I was like, yeah, I understand that, man, but you got to see the offensive line. It was like, I'm going to be honest, I haven't paid y'all much attention.
And nobody has.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Right.
You don't deserve attention when you're not good.
Right. So,
but that offensive line.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to deal with.
Brian Callahan talked about this after, or today, right? This was today. Yeah, today. It was earlier today. How hard it's been trying to figure out the right tackle spot.
Yeah, we go back and forth with that, and what is the best thing, and ultimately, it's nothing's been good enough, so you keep trying to find something to be good enough that's you want to build on and give continuity to. And thus far, it hasn't really had that happen yet. I've not been a part of something that's been so hard to settle down and find some continuity and find some consistency. It's just we just haven't been able to get there.
That's interesting right there, because I think when you look at it,
he's so calm.
No, and that's Babsy. The stages, the stages. It's as soon as it happens, it's shock.
Stages of grief.
Yes, that's exactly what we're going through. Like, he was in shock, and I thought you saw it on his face when he asked Will Levis in that game, "What the blank are you doing?" Yes. That was shock. Then he went through another stage of, like when he got hurt. I mean, when he did the roll to Tajay Spears, it's like, come on, we just went over this. Then it was like, okay, all right, y'all just done lost y'all mind. Let's go into the bye. Let's see what we can get going
acceptance.
on. And now it's acceptance, and now it's, okay, now I'm just kind of dealing with it. We are where we are. Let's build this from the ground up and take steps forward and not just stay idle.
Zeph, I need you to put together, starting from the beginning of the year to now, the 7 stages of grief for Brian Callahan.
We're watching it, man. We got to figure out which one he's in.
We can do it specifically towards the offensive line, too.
Should I add in the blow up he had on the official yesterday as anger?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's right. Actually, we could probably just take yesterday's game, like pre-game talk, middle, in the action.
His post game yesterday, talking about the officiating. Like, he didn't say a lot, but his body language and his eyes said so much.
Said everything.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He was so upset and so pissed off.
He can't.
It wasn't wrong.
He can't hide it.
No, it wasn't wrong.
How about Josh? Speaking of, I hate to bring up sore subject, but how about how Josh Heupel handled that was brilliant by Josh Heupel. Here. Let me just turn the mic towards you. Go ahead. Can you say that again into the mic towards the SEC office?
That was some good stuff, right? That was savvy. That was savvy.
My gosh.
We're starting to see a little bit more personality from Hype once you get comfortable, huh?
Oh, sorry, Taylor. It's the 5 stages of grief. I thought it was 7.
Yeah,
we just turned it into 7 for Brian
like
Callahan.
We need 2 more. We need 2 more of what we're dealing with right now. But, hey, we'll see. We'll see, baby.
Somebody said, translated, talking about Callahan, talking about the right tackle spot, translated, this is the biggest Shiano show I've ever seen. Well said, Willie Jeans. All right, here you go. We'll be back on 3HL 104.5, The Zone, right after this. Stick around.
Where are you with Will Levis?
That's what we want to know, Yor.
He has stacked performances. Have you ever seen a situation where a non-skill position just flat out costs you games?
I
mean, 2 of 68's illegal formations cost 73 passing yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And the other part of that is this illegal formation crap.
Yeah, that's tough.
They said in the offseason that this was a point of reference and a point of emphasis. And in the first game, remember, it was the Chiefs and the Ravens. And they called the Chiefs like 8 times on that.
Yeah.
And so what they said in that game – sorry, I'm dealing with stuff.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm trying. What they said in that game was the tackle's helmet has to be in line with the center's waist.
Yep.
You literally – watch football. You literally could call that on every play.
Every single play.
So what the hell was that?
Yeah, that's bad. That's what it was. It was a bad call, especially timing of it.
Callahan mentioned today in his presser that they have not been called on that all season long, and all of a sudden it just showed up in that game for them personally.
But think about it. I mean, Will Levis had 295 yards passing. That's 73 passing yards off the board. Think about the game he would have had they not called illegal formation. Plus another touchdown. Plus the game goes differently. It's called differently from both sidelines if that touchdown is scored. Also, the call in the end zone. Yeah. Ridiculous.
That was horrific.
It's a 14-point swing right there in a game they lost by 10.
That was shoulder. I don't know what.
And his feet were on the ground.
Yeah. That's bad, man. I don't know what you expect to get from defenders, but Good gracious, man. Maybe they want you to just slap the ball away. Like, don't hit anybody anymore. Like, you should just start punching and slapping the ball away at their hands. And if you accidentally hit them on the shoulder, maybe that should be a penalty. But to think that a guy is coming across and you're coming full speed and you're already trying to zero in on what the target is because the target has changed. There's no more. You can't go low. You can't go high. You got to really be right there between the waist and that neck area and hit them directly. Come on, man. A moving target that is taught to when you catch the ball, protect yourself, especially in the end zone. Man, that's a wild.
That was 4th and goal.
That's wild.
And then they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And I know a lot of y'all were at the game, but if you were watching on television, Gene Steratore, their rules official, said that should not have been called, and that he wishes that they could have gone to replay on that.
And it happened later on in the game. I forgot which game it was, but the call didn't happen. It wasn't a call because it was a clean hit.
I hate
bad, man.
that a lot of our conversations this year have been about officiating.
I know, because
college
I don't
and pro.
I don't want to blame losses on officiating, but those are 3 very big calls.
It's ramped up though.
That take points off the board. The call on Brownlee. Big Jeff gets the sack on 3rd down. They are going to punt. Jefferson, who was the affected player, according to the official.
Right.
When the play was over, he didn't even campaign for it. He just took off toward the sideline. He didn't know it was even possible to have a call there.
Yep.
So what do? They get 1st down. They scored a touchdown on that drive. That's 3 scores.
Yeah. We've been talking about this for 2 years.
J.C. Latham, did you guys talk about his tweet, though?
No, I missed his tweet.
Latham tweeted, I reposted it. He did this yesterday. You can't point fingers at the ref. We need to look in the mirror and do our job routinely. That's not on them. He's right. He's right, because if you're doing your job and you're a good team, those penalties shouldn't affect you in winning or losing the game, right?
Yes.
Big Jeff tweeted something different. He tweeted something like we have no luck with officiating or something like that. A little bit more skin in
the game. This is all new for Latham. Latham coming from a situation where if it's a call, this goes in his direction in a lot of times.
By the way,
of the coach.
Latham graded out at 80.8 from PFF.
Yeah.
Highest graded offensive lineman again.
Yeah,
for the Titans.
Man, that man player.
1 pressure.
You got to, and back to that though, you got to realize how long Big Jeff been dealing with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, Latham, that is exactly right though. That is the mindset you want to come in with until you keep on getting bonged over the head with the plastic hammer, like boop, 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 over and over. And it's like, dude, why do I keep getting hit in the head?
Can you do that again?
Boop, boop, boop.
Like you're playing whack-a-mole.
That's what I was thinking. That's actually what I was thinking.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah. But that's different, man.
By the way, Will Levis averaged a season-high 7.6 yards per attempt last week. You know what it was this week? 9.5. He's looking down the field. And he didn't put the ball in harm's way either. I mean, yes, he threw the interception on the last play.
Organic,
that was a throw it up ball.
Right that's
so
right.
if you give him the 51-yard touchdown without the illegal formation, then that's back-to-back 2 touchdown, no interception performances.
Right.
So the question from a Will Levis perspective is where is everybody now? Because I would argue that
there's some in the chat that still are not okay with him.
Right.
Steve being one of them. And he's just killing him.
I totally understand.
I haven't changed. I'm like open mind. Let's see what he's got, and that's where we are. And he has apparently put together 2. Now, this one against Minnesota with the ability pre-snap to what they have to do to confuse quarterbacks. Yes. And for him to deal with that, I think was a better show of where he may be headed than last week even. But, again, I mean.
I have changed.
You have changed.
I have changed from a standpoint of I now am comfortable enough to give him the rest of the season to evaluate him. That's where I've changed.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that I'm in on him, right? Mm-hmm. But from what I have seen, even in losses, even though they only scored 13 points, I am now at a point where I'm willing to give him the rest of the season for evaluation.
Let me tell you exactly.
I mean, this is like that's still kind of sad, right?
Yeah.
That's where here's my positive.
Like I'm right there in the bed. The alarm clock just went off, and instead of me reaching over and with my eyes closed, hitting the snooze, I've opened my eyes and I've turned the alarm clock off. But I'm still laying in the bed. Like I ain't raised up. I ain't got my feet. I ain't sitting on the bed. I ain't looking for my clothes to put on yet. I'm still in the bed. I just got my eyes open.
Titans talked about yesterday. I used your line and credited you, of course, but I thought it was a great point when you said, why is this positive play happening now? He had an entire offseason, right?
Because I told you, he was a mental mess.
I mean, he just looks...
he was a mental mess.
Listen, he's... it's 2 games, right? So I'm not ready to say, he's there.
He's the guy.
But it is obvious that the time on the bench watching helped him. He looks now like a completely different dude in terms of the speed of the game. It's not too fast for him right now. He looks like he's in complete control where he didn't before. He used to be like the Tasmanian devil, like I said.
Yeah.
And he's just out there running on red. But now it's almost like he's calmed down and he's doing his job.
It's like he had to sit behind a quarterback as a veteran, watch an offense go out there and run correctly and go out there and win a game, and also understand that, like he said in his press conference, this position can be snatched from me very quickly. So if that's the humbling and the eye-opening situation you needed, there you go.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. James says, I want Levis to keep playing. Thank you, Babsy. Keep playing because it gives us a better chance at a higher draft pick because he finds a way to lose. None of that loss is on him.
None
of it. He played well enough for them to win the game.
He's got enough losses under his belt.
Yeah. And it's killing him. Did you see the post game? He got emotional about it. I just want to win a game.
I bet you. Now he's talking like a fan. That's exactly how we out here feeling. Exactly.
615-737-1045.